The second half where you didn't call KJ's number or want him to see the ball?
We ran a couple of things for him, but I mean, once we got up to 9, we wanted to continue to run motion. And at the end of the day, we were going to ball screen with him, you know, and basically pick and pop with him. But we ran it early on. Later on, I wanted to run clock. Take what was there. And he made 2 huge threes. I think the 3 he makes at the end of the clock was huge. And he hit the 3 in the corners.
Bob, you out-rebounded the best rebounding team in the country without your center. How?
Maybe we shouldn't play him anymore. We didn't. No, I mean, we knew. I mean, they watch film. Our guys watch film. They knew how good they are rebounding the ball. But yeah, it's if we could get our guards to do what they did all the time. KJ's going to get his, and I thought Kevin did a great job. I think he did a great job. And I think we got 17 between the 3 guards, between Chuck, Jawari, and Gary.
Can you talk about Dennis and his situation, how that unfolded?
What do you want me to say? He sprained his ankle.
When?
Thursday. What's the day? Wednesday? Monday. Monday. I have no idea. For about 3 months, I'm in a damn fog. But, no, he sprained his ankle.
Coach, what did you think of the job that Kevin Noreen did in his place?
I thought he did a great job. He gives us some things Dennis doesn't give us. Right, frankly, he passes the ball. You know, he passes the ball. He's got a good understanding. Dennis knows what we're doing, obviously, but Kevin passes the ball. You know, keeps the ball moving for us. And I thought he really did a good job rebounding the ball. I mean, what did he get, 5 or something? 7? What did he get? I think he actually had more than he got 5. He has hands on a bunch of them.
You say that they watch film and know how good a rebounding team with this, but I have a feeling you probably stressed that point a little bit this week.
Yes, I did.
In what way? How does a coach go about getting a team to?
Well, we went back to no blockout drills, you know, for one. You know, and I told them, you know, don't make me put you on the treadmill. You know, you better have you behind on somebody, because I don't want to run you that much. But you know, if we're not going to do what I ask you to do, then we're going to run. So you know, Bob. Generally, what happens is they do the things that you emphasize. And I think Marshall's a terrific offensive rebounding team. And I was really afraid we wouldn't be able to rebound it offensively. But we got a few in that stretch that I think really helped us. Got us another chance.
Speaking of, Bob, at the end of the first half, it goes from, I think you're down 7 to even when Chuck makes that 3. How did you get back in that?
Well, I told Aaron Brown to bank that one in.
Yep.
No, I mean, we've been on him to rebound the ball because he's athletic, he's got strength, and he did a good job rebounding the ball, and really should have had an and one, and then he misses a free throw, and Dom rebounds it, and so we get another chance, and then I got Truck back in because I got those guys, the guys that I put back in because they know what they're doing, and they wanted to get Truck a shot. Forcing he got a shot and made it.
Well, forgetting the basketball aspect of it, what does Truck do for this team simply with his personality? I mean, he seems to make a move. He seems to, you know, even that reverse layup at the end, I mean, is the kind of thing that puts an exclamation point on everything.
I mean, they look to him and KJ because they've been through it so much. You know, those guys have been through. This is their 4th one of these things. They've been through. This is their 4th year going through the Big East. You know, they know what it's like to play in different venues in the Big East. They kind of know what different coaches in the Big East want to do with their teams. So our young guys rely on them a lot. And, you know, truck's truck, you know, truck's a clown. But truck, sometimes we couldn't, earlier on, we just couldn't get the stupid stuff out of him, you know. And now he knows when to do it, and he knows when it's time to go to work. And I think that's important. You know, KJ just comes to work all the time.
Can you talk about Jabari and his progress and what you saw of him tonight?
Well, you know, mention it, you know, and I said this, he didn't have the luxury of getting 10 days practice in the summer. He didn't get the luxury of going to Italy and playing games. He's never played point guard. He was you know, they needed him to score at Mount Vernon, obviously, and so he was more of a off-guard, small forward kind of deal than he was a point guard. And I think he gets, every time you give him the ball, he just gets better and better and better and better. We started the game, and he was supposed to run some things, and he didn't run them, and so I took him out. And you know, from that point on, every time we broke a huddle, he asked me, you know, what are we running? Who am I throwing to? You know, so I mean, he's a great kid. I mean, he's I know you all know what a great kid Kevin Jones is. But Jabari Hines is cut out of the same cloth. He's just an absolutely wonderful kid. And he's great to be around. He wants to get better. He wants to win. You have zero issues with Jabari.
Bob, he had more than one kind of ankle-breaking move tonight, and that's something that we see maybe once every 3 games or so, and we saw about 3 or 4 of them tonight. Can you see that happening more now?
He's got it, Dave. He's got to shoot it more consistently. When he starts shooting it more consistently, you're going to see a whole bunch of those. But right now, they don't press up on him the way they're going to have to when he starts. And he will make shots because he works at it so hard. But when he becomes consistent in making it, where they kind of, you know, good offensive players have the ability to make the defense come to them. And then when he's got people coming at them, he'll be tough to keep out of the line.
Coach, the difference between the halves, some of your players said it was that you ran offense for the entire shot clock and made them guard. Some said that you guys locked down.
The ball either.
Yeah, that helps.
That helps. I shoot 52% when we threw him the ball, and then we didn't get back. Our spacing and our balance was terrible. And I think they got 5 layups. You get 5 layups and you score 30 points, and your field goal percentage is going to be pretty good. And that was kind of my message at halftime, was try to throw it to the guys with the blue shirts on. You know, don't throw it to them other guys. And if you get the urge to throw it away, throw it out of bounds. Which Gary got that urge. You know, I actually threw it to my wife. I told her to stop going for the ball. But no, I mean, the whole thing came down as we made them play against our half-court defense. We didn't give them easy baskets.
Were you pleased with how your half-court defense performed then?
We're getting better. You know, it's an everyday deal. You know, I don't know from day to day which one of those freshmen is going to show up and play well.
Coach, what's behind a bunch of college kids to come into a game like this after, you know, losing one of their biggest, best teammates and still be just as confident as they would be at any other time?
No, why wouldn't they be? You know, the only thing I told them when I knew that Dennis wasn't going to go for sure was, this isn't new for us. You know what I mean? You know, I said today we got almost 14 feet of guys not sitting on our bench not playing. And actually, I forgot about Eric Murray. I mean, you know, we got about 20 feet. That didn't do us any good. And on that, we're going to try to give a medical redshirt for. And obviously, Eric's not going to be eligible until next year. We had 8 guys last year, man.
Right.
We had 8 guys. And the whole thing comes down to, I told them, you know, we can sit here and feel sorry for ourselves. We put our heads down, or we can go win the game. We'll figure out how to win the game. And, you know, nobody feels sorry for us. you know, it is what it is, and so you don't, I mean, when I went in last year, when we lost a couple guys, I went in and like, their heads went down, you know, and I'm like, fellas, I mean, this can be a good thing, really can be a good thing. You know, I'm gonna have to play some of you I don't wanna play sometimes. It can be a good thing. And I think it's, you know, Dom gave us some minutes. Dom just doesn't, you know, he didn't hedge the screens the way we wanted him to. But I thought the first half, he kept balls alive, rebounded the ball, actually made a free throw. Thumbs. So.
Is there any Dennis for Saturday, any chance? Don't know. No.
It seems like everybody we play, I told Tony and Jay, I'm like Ernest Angley. I mean, I heal everybody. Everybody who's hurt can't play. When they play us, they play. And the only person I really haven't been able to heal is Dennis. I don't know what that is. I don't think Dennis knows how important it is that I continue my streak of being like Ernest Angley, probably. He's been nicked up, you know. He's been nicked up all year, but you know, that's what it is. You know, I mean, it's a long year. It's a long year, and when you get bounced off the floor and you know you're banging knees and you're running into people and you're turning ankles and things like that happen. So you know you play. You know, KJ had a bad ankle. Play. Important for him to play.
Bob, speaking of Saturday, I think Cincinnati beat Connecticut tonight. Any thoughts of Cincinnati on Saturday?
I really haven't watched them that much. I know that they have kind of gone on a pretty good roll since the suspensions. And they've gone smaller. And they seemingly play a little looser. But, you know, I mean, it's the same thing I was talking about. I think when your bench gets shortened, guys, you know, obviously play with a little more freedom, a little more confidence, because they know what is he going to do, take me out, you know. And I think that probably happened a little bit, and they got some confidence going. But they're playing smaller than what they played early.
Thanks, Coach.